is interim reporting. Class our topic for today is interim reporting. A reference for this topic is PAS 34. Interim reporting is the preparation and presentation of financial statements shorter than 1 year or less than 1 year. Ano ba yung less than 1 year? Monthly, quarterly, and semi-annual financial statements. Ang tawag nating class sa monthly, quarterly, and semi-annual financial statements is interim reports. Okay? Sir, why do we need to prepare interim reports? For various reasons. Number one is to provide updates on the December 31 financial statements. So for example, class, today is March 31. Okay? Now, nag-prepare tayo ng FS noong December 31, 2025 para ma-update natin yung users of the FS kung ano na nangyari since 2025 up to March 31. Pwede tayong mag-prepare ng interim report as of March 31. Okay, so again, number one reason is to provide updates to the users of the financial statements. Number two is because of regulatory requirements. Specifically, the Securities and Exchange Commission requires listed companies to submit quarterly financial statements. Okay? Kaya class, ang pinaka-common na interim report is the quarterly financial statements. And take note na si SEC, ang nire-require lang niya is the listed companies. Kapag non-listed or private, hindi sila required mag-submit ng quarterly reports. Okay? And number three is for management's decision making. So in order for us to provide timely and relevant information to the management, pwede tayo mag-prepare ng interim report. So for example, class, today is March 31. Ngayon si management, meron siyang major decision na gagawin. Instead na maghintay pa siya ng December 31, 2026 financial statements, pwede na tayo mag-prepare ng interim report as of March 31. Okay? So these are the reasons why we prepare interim reports. Now, ang issue natin dito, class, is pag lagi tayong prepare ng interim reports, it would be costly and impractical. Sir, bakit siya magiging costly and impractical? So, I'll give you examples. For example, ending inventory. Alam natin, in the standards, required tayo mag-physical count. So, imagine kapag mag-prepare ka ng monthly interim reports, every month, mag-physical count ka dyan. Okay? Impractical and costly yun. What else? For example, yung PPE natin, ang ginagamit natin is revaluation model. So, imagine kung magpe-prepare ka ng monthly interim reports, every month, kailangan mag-revalue tayo ng PPE. Okay? So, again, ang issue natin is costly and impractical. Kaya tayo may PAS 34. And PAS 34, meron lang siyang nire-require, meron siyang minimum requirements. Okay? Minimum requirements for PAS 34, number one, condensed financial statements. Okay? Including statement of financial position, statement of comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows. So, apat pa rin. Okay? So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng condensed? Ibig sabihin ng condensed, less detailed. Okay? So, pag prepare tayo ng interim reports, kahit less detailed, okay lang yan. Condensed, or ibig sabihin parang compressed. Okay? Yun yung minimum requirement ni PAS 34. What else? Selected explanatory notes. So, if you remember, class, isa sa complete set of FS is the notes to financial statements. So for interim reports, selected lang, yung pinaka-relevant lang sa mga users of the financial statements. Alright? Now, with this, minimum requirements, ma-avoid natin yung pagiging costly and impractical. So actually, kapag interim reports sa ending inventory, hindi natin kailangan mag-physical count. Pwedeng i-estimate na lang yan. Same thing for PPE. Pag revaluation model, kapag interim reports, i-estimate na lang natin. Hindi natin kailangan siyang every month, mag-revalue. Alright? Sige na. In preparing interim reports, I'll teach you yung mga basic principles na kailangan natin i-follow. Okay? So, number one is same accounting policies. So, kung ano yung ginamit natin noong December 31, alright? So, yun din yung gagamitin natin every interim report. So, for example, every quarter. Kung ano yung ginamit mo dito, for example, for inventory, FIFO tayo. For PPE, cost model tayo. Kung ano yung ginamit mo na December 31, FIFO for inventory and cost model for PPE, yun din yung gagamitin mo every interim report. Okay? Hindi ka pwede biglang mag-average method. Hindi ka pwede biglang mag-revaluation model. Again, same accounting policies na ginamit natin noong December 31. Okay, so yung next two, ito yung pinaka-important. Okay? Second is, for transactions that are seasonal or irregular. Okay, seasonal or irregular transactions, tandaan nyo class, we recognize this 100% in the interim period. Sulat mo muna, explain ko later. In the interim period in which they occur. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin niya? For those transactions na seasonal or irregular or minsan lang mangyari, occasional lang, 100% i-recognize natin kung kailan siya nangyari. Okay, I'll give you an example. Actually, may mga examples sa standards. For example, gain or loss on PPE. Ano pa? Impairment loss. Loss on inventory write-down. And dividend income. Ayan, yun yung mga examples sa standards. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin yan, sir? For example, class, April 15. Okay? So, pasok siya dun sa second quarter. Okay? So, meron tayong first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Alam natin, pag first quarter, January 1 to March 31. Second quarter, April 1 to June 30. Third quarter, July 1 to September 30. And fourth quarter, October 1 to December 31. So, for example, class, nagkaroon tayo ng dividend income. Okay? On April 15. 100% of the dividend income, dito mo i-recognize yan sa second quarter. Wala kang i-recognize sa first, third, and fourth. 100% dito siya. Okay, so ulitin ko, lahat ng irregular, lahat ng seasonal, minsan lang mangyari, such as gain or loss on PPE, impairment loss, loss on inventory write-down, dividend income, kung anong quarter sila nag-occur, 100% doon mo sila i-recognize. Okay, that's the second principle. Third principle, for those naman class, for operating expenses that can be estimated and allocated, allocate natin siya throughout the period. Okay? Throughout the period. So, ibig sabihin class, ang pinakamagandang example ito, depreciation expense and amortization expense. For example, depreciation. Madali natin mo-compute yung annual depreciation. Tama? So, for example, 100,000 per year. Ang pwede natin gawin doon, 100,000 divided by 4, 25,000. Quarter 1, 25,000. Quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, 25,000. Kasi yung depreciation, pwede natin siyang i-estimate and i-allocate. Pag pwedeng i-estimate and i-allocate, i-estimate and i-allocate natin per quarter. Okay? So yung kanina class, yung seasonal and irregular, again, 100% siya. Dito naman, i-estimate natin and i-allocate. Okay? Dun sa 100%, actually, may term na ginagamit dyan. Ang tawag dito class is discrete or independent view. Okay? So ibig sabihin, sa example natin kanina, 100% i-recognize mo yung dividend income on April 15, discrete or independent, meaning independent siya from other quarters. Wala siyang pakialam sa ibang quarter. Basta 100% dito siya. Okay? Ito naman class, pag ina-allocate natin, ang tawag naman dyan, integral view. Okay? So FYI na lang yan. Integral view. Ibig sabihin, yung depreciation example natin, integrated siya or part siya of other quarters. Kaya 25,000 for the depreciation expense. Okay, so ilang yung mga terms siya. Discrete and independent view, ibig sabihin niya 100%. Pag integral view, ina-allocate natin. Okay? Now, para mas madalian kayo mag-compute for interim reporting, ito lang yung key concept na kailangan nyo maalala. Yung cost na yan, can it be estimated? Can the cost be estimated? Kaya ba natin i-estimate yan for the year? If the answer is yes, we have to allocate. If the answer is no, 100% recognized in the interim period in which they occur. Okay, so ulitin ko, pag pwede natin i-estimate, pag estimated siya, okay, allocate natin all throughout the year. Kapag hindi, i-recognize mo 100% kung kailan siya nag-occur. Alright? So apply natin yung class. Let's go to our illustrative examples. Illustrative example, number 1. Okay, so requirement is compute for the adjusted income before tax. Okay? Let's read the given. Pinnacle Company reports income before tax of 1 million in its second quarter. So take note, second quarter yung hinahanap sa atin. Before consideration for the following. Tama ba class? Yung 1 million, yan yung unadjusted income natin. Alright? So lagyan natin, unadjusted income, 1 million. And then meron tayong mga adjustments. Letter A, inventory with a carrying amount of 100,000 has a net realizable value of 80,000. It is expected that the decline in value will reverse in the third quarter. Take note, na pinag-uusapan natin is the second quarter. Now, yung inventory from 100,000 daw, bumaba ng 80,000. So, di ba, inventory write-down yan. Actually, isa sa mga examples ko kanina yan. Inventory write-down. Pag ganyan, 100% i-recognize natin sa period na yan, the second quarter, okay? Because yung inventory write-down, hindi naman natin may estimate yan. Hindi natin siya may estimate, 100% i-recognize mo yan. That's why for letter A, sa second quarter, magre-report tayo ng 20,000 na loss. Okay? So, minus 20,000. Alright? Letter B. An investment property measured under the cost model has a carrying amount of 250 but its recoverable amount is 210,000. May impairment loss ka. Tama na? 40,000. Actually, isa rin yan sa example ko kanina. Pero take note na yung carrying amount o yung recoverable amount na yan, mahirap i-estimate yan all throughout the year. Alright? So, hindi siya easily estimated. 100% recognized yan. So, for letter B, 100% recognize natin yung impairment loss of 40,000 sa second quarter. Right? Letter C. An investment in FVPL measured at acquisition cost of 20,000 has a fair value of 25,000 at the end of second quarter. However, the increase in fair value is expected to be only temporary. Nag-increase ng 5,000, okay, meron tayong gain na 5,000. Hindi natin basta-basta ma-estimate yung gain na yan. That's why 100% i-recognize natin siya. For letter C, plus 5,000. Alright. Letter D, no depreciation is recognized during the second quarter. The annual straight line depreciation of items of PP is 360,000. Depreciation, madaling i-estimate yan all throughout the year. Madaling i-compute yung annual depreciation. So, pwede natin i-estimate, allocate natin. Pinag-uusapan natin is 1 quarter. So, gagawin ko lang dyan class, 360,000, i-divide natin by 4, kasi meron tayong 4 quarters per year, that's 90,000. For letter D, for depreciation expense, meron tayong 90,000. Letter E, pinakailan sa policy of providing 12 days paid vacation leaves for its employees. The vacation leaves are vesting and accumulating. Total paid vacation leaves eligibility for the full year, buong taon, okay, is 240,000. Tama ba class? Kung buong taon yan, kaya-kaya nating estimate yan. Kaya-kaya nating i-allocate. 240,000 is for 4 quarters. I-divide lang natin yan by 4. You get 60,000. So for letter E, meron tayong vacation leave expense na 60,000. Therefore, adjusted income natin class, for illustrative example number 1, compute natin 1 million minus 20,000 minus 40,000 plus 5,000 minus 90,000 minus 60,000. You get here 795,000. Answer natin for illustrative example number 1, 795,000. In-apply lang natin ito. Pag hindi natin kaya estimate, 100% recognize sa period na nag-offer siya. Ano mga example? Impairment loss, mga mark-to-market, mga fair value changes, yung mga ganyan. Pag kaya natin i-allocate, i-estimate, such as depreciation, leaves, okay, vacation leaves, i-divide lang natin by 4 kapag quarterly. Okay? We have to estimate and allocate. So that's for illustrative example number 1. Let's go to illustrative example number 2. Gawin natin mas comprehensive. Alright? Compute for the net income or loss for the first quarter. Take note, first quarter yung tanong sa atin, or January 1 up to March 31. Alright? Sige, Mr. Accounting Company is preparing its interim financial statements for the year ended March 31. The following relate to the transactions during the first quarter. Okay, so computin doon natin yung net income. Let's go to letter A. Total sales for the interim period was 1 million. So, sa buong quarter daw, meron tayong 1 million na sales. So, lagyan na natin, sales 1 million. Walang problema. Letter B. Lagay ko ng footnote na. This is letter A. Ayan, letter B. Cost of sales, 450,000. So, alam natin, kapag cost of sales, ma-minus lang natin yan. Letter B, 450,000. 450,000. Okay. Tayo sa letter C. Mr. Accounting is liable for 5% commission on his sales. Its sales representatives and agents. No commission has yet been paid on March 31. So, 5% of 1 million is 50,000. So, lagay natin commission expense. Okay. Sa letter C, that is 50,000. Minus yan kasi expense. Right? Let's go to letter D. An allowance for doubtful accounts has a balance of 5,000 as of January 1. So, ibig sabihin, may ADA daw tayo class, January 1, amounting to 5,000. And then, as of March 31, 15,000 siya. Okay, so January 1, 5,000. March 31, 15,000. Sold for X. Alam natin class, yung budget expense natin is 10,000. So, lagay ko lang dito, budget expense for 3 quarters. This is from letter B or letter D. That is 10,000. Alright? Let's go to letter E. A building with historical cost of 1.2 million is being depreciated over 5 years. Oh, kapag depreciation, equal yan every quarter. So, 1.2 million, i-divide natin by 5. Pag by 5, annual depreciation yun. I-divide ko pa by 4. 1.2 million divided by 5, divided by 4, depreciation expense sa ating class is 60,000. Lagay ko dito, depreciation expense from letter E, na-compute natin, 60,000. Okay, let's go to letter F. Mr. Accounting prepaid a 1-year insurance for 40,000. So alam natin, for the whole year, 40,000 yung insurance. 40,000, i-divide natin by 4, that's 10,000. Okay, so insurance expense, from letter F, nakuha natin class, 10,000. Let's go to letter G. Property taxes for 2025 amounting to 26,000. Alam natin yung property taxes for the whole year, 26,000. Divide lang natin by 4. Therefore, meron tayong 6,500 for the first quarter. Lagay ko dito, property tax expense. How much nakuha natin? 6,500. From letter G, we got 6,500. Okay, let's go to letter H. Advertising costs of 200,000 were incurred in Feb on promotional activities. The advertising costs are expected to benefit the whole year. So magbe-benefit daw siya the whole year. So ibig sabihin class, yung 200,000 para sa buong taon yan. Divide natin by 4, 50,000. Okay, advertising expense from letter H, meron tayong minus 50,000. Okay, let's go to letter I. Year-end staff bonuses are expected to be around 92,000. Employees become entitled to the bonuses as they provide services. Yung 92,000 for the whole year yan. Tama? I-divide natin by 4. Divide by 4, you get 23,000. So yung bonus expense natin from letter I amounting to 23,000. Okay, let's go to letter J. Loss on sale of used equipment on March 2, 2025 was 30,000. So loss on sale, occasional yan. Minsan lang mangyari yan. Seasonal or irregular. Okay, gagawin natin dyan. 100% recognized. So let's lagyan natin ito. Loss on sale from letter J. Okay, so that is 30,000. Okay, let's go to letter K. Mr. Accounting incurred 12,000 on anticipated repairs on its factory on March 16. Unanticipated. Ibig sabihin, natin kaya estimate yan. Okay, irregular yan or seasonal. 100% natin i-recognize. So lagyan natin dito repairs from letter K amounting to 12,000. Repairs expense, 12,000. Let's go to letter L. Mr. Accounting leases one of its retail stores. Monthly rentals are 5,000. However, the lease contracts provide for a contingent rent equal to 2% of the excess of sales over 900,000. So meron tayong rent expense. Ang computation daw niyang class, okay, from letter L, meron tayong 5,000 per month. Okay, so that's times 3. Kasi 1 quarter, meron tayong 3 months. So 5,000 per month times 3, kaya lang meron pa tayong 2%. Okay, so sabi dyan, in excess of 900,000. So meron tayong 1 million, okay? So meron tayong 1 million minus 900,000, multiply natin by ilang percent? 2%. Sige nga, 1 million minus 900,000, that's 100,000 times 2%, you get 2,000 plus 2,000. So meron tayong 15,000, iyon yung parang fixed rent natin. Meron tayong variable na 2, 15 plus 2, 17,000 yung rent expense natin for the first quarter. Okay, letter M. Mr. Accounting's budget for 2025 included charitable contributions of 24,000 and employee training costs of 13. Kaya lang, none of those costs were incurred as of March 31. Take note, ang pinag-uusapan natin March 31. Hindi pa nai-incur yan, pero nasa budget. Okay? Pag hindi pa nai-incur, wag mo isasama sa interim reports yan. Again, same principles ang gagamitin natin. Alam natin sa accounting, dapat mangyari muna yung transaction bago natin i-record. Okay? So, same accounting policies lang din. Kaya dito for letter M, ignore mo lang yan. Okay? Panlito lang yan. And then last one, letter N. Other operating expenses incurred during the first quarter. Okay? So, letter N, other operating expenses. How much daw yan? 120,000. For the first quarter na daw yan. So, yun nalagay natin. And we compute for the net income. Okay, so sabay nyo ako mag-compute. Start tayo with sales, 1 million. Minus 450,000, minus 50,000. Minus 10,000, minus 60,000. Minus 10,000, minus 65, minus 50,000. Minus 23,000, minus 30,000, minus 12, minus 17, and minus 120. Nakuha ko dito class, 161,500. Net income for illustrative example number 2, 161,500. So basically, ito lang in-apply natin. Pag kaya nating i-estimate all throughout the year, allocate mo. I-divide mo by 4 kasi quarterly. Pag hindi, one-time recognition, 100%. Okay? So ayan, that's for illustrative example number 2. Let's go to main problems. Okay, mga short problems natin. Main problem number 1. Madali na yan kasi alam na natin yung concepts from our illustrative examples. Main problem number 1, tingnan natin yung question. How much of the above expenses should be reported for the second quarter? Okay? How much daw i-report natin sa second quarter? Again, pinaka-common class is quarterly interim reports. Kaya usually ang tinatanong dyan is quarterly. Okay? Sige, main problem number 1. Generating company reports quarterly to its stockholders. Condensed financial information is presented. Selected information for the year ended shown below. So, meron tayong dalawang bullets. Number 1. Okay, machinery repairs of 100,000 incurred in the first quarter expected to benefit each quarter equally. So, explicit sa problem. Yung 100,000 daw para sa buong year. 100,000 divided by 4, 25,000. Okay? Yun yung first bullet. Second bullet. Advertising costs are allocated among the remaining quarters. Underline mo yung remaining of the annual period, including the quarter in which the costs are incurred on the basis of historical pattern. 20%, 30, 15, 35 in the first through fourth quarters. Advertising expense amounted to 120,000 and was incurred in the second quarter. So, ang nangyari dyan, class, 20%, 30%, okay, 15%, and 35%. So, ito yung quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. Take note na pinag-uusapan natin, quarter 2. Okay? So, unang maiisip dyan, gagawin ko lang dyan, sir, 120,000 times 30%. Ganun lang sana. Kaya lang, nakalagay dyan, tignan mo yung second bullet, advertising costs are allocated among the remaining quarters. Remaining lang. So, nangyari yung advertising cost second quarter. Dito mo lang siya i-allocate. Huwag mong papansinin yung quarter 1. Okay? So, ilan yan? 30 plus 15 plus 35, that's 80 yung total niya. Tama? 30 plus 15, 45 plus 35 is 80. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, 120,000. Pinag-uusapan natin yung second quarter times 30 over 80. Hindi 100%. Kasi sabi dyan, remaining quarters. Okay? So, 120,000 times 30 divided by 80, you get 45,000. So, 45,000 yung recognize natin for the advertising cost. So, meron tayong 25 plus 45, answer natin dito, class, letter B, 70,000. Boy for main problem number 1. Let's go to main problem number 2. Okay, how should these expenses be reflected in its quarterly income statements? On January 1, Lady Company paid real estate taxes on its property for the calendar year 2021 in the amount of 300,000. So, lagyan natin quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. So, yung 300,000 natin ngayong class, alam natin for the whole year yan. So, kayang-kaya natin i-divide yan by 4. Okay? So, per quarter, 75,000. Right? 75,000 per quarter. Ito yung para sa property taxes natin. And then, in the first week of April 2021, so April is second quarter, tama? It made unanticipated major repairs to its plant at a cost of 1.2 million. It is certain that these repairs will benefit operations for the remainder of the calendar year. How should these expenses be reflected? So, very explicit dyan na yung 1.2 million is for the rest of the year. Second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. So, gagawin ko dyan, class, for how much yan? 1.2 million. 1.2 million, i-divide ko by 3. Kasi dito nag-occur yan, second quarter. Kaya pinag-uusapan na natin yung 3 quarters, hindi 4 quarters. So, 1.2 million divided by 3, you get 400,000. Plus 400, so ibig sabihin, 475,000 to. Okay, plus 400, 475,000, plus 400, you get 475,000. Okay, so sagot natin dito, class, for main problem number 2, letter A, 75, 475, 475, 475. Easy. Letter A sagot natin. Okay? Pero pag nag-occur, class, yung 1.2 million na repairs, for example, quarter 1 siya nag-occur. Siyempre, divide by 4 naman yan. Alright? Pero kasi quarter 2 nangyari, kaya divide by 3 na lang. Sige, let's go to main problem number 3. Okay, how much daw, what amount should be included in the income statement for the quarter ended March 31, 2021? So, first quarter. Okay, Venji Company had the following transactions during the quarter ended March 31. Loss from typhoon. Obviously, yung 350,000 na yan, hindi natin may estimate yan. Okay, so one-time recognition yan, 350,000 kung kailan siya nag-occur. Okay, which is first quarter. Payment of fire insurance for calendar year 2021. Alam natin yung 50,000 for the whole year yan. 50,000, i-divide natin by 4, you have 12,500. Okay? O sagot mo dito, yung casualty loss, 350,000, insurance expense, 12,500. Boy for main problem number 3. Main problem number 4. Okay, so tingnan natin. Ruby company experienced a 250,000 decline in the market value of its inventory at the end of the first quarter. So, lagyan natin quarter 1 and then quarter 2. So, kapag ganyan, yung inventory write-down na ganyan, well, again, example ko kanina yan, one-time recognition yan. Alright? So, meron tayong 250,000 na loss on first quarter. Okay, so nakalagay dyan, it had expected this decline to reverse in the second quarter. And in fact, the second quarter recovery exceeded the previous decline by 50,000. So 250, nag-exceed daw ng 50. Tama ba? 300,000 yan? Tama. Pero sabi ko, same accounting policies. Alam natin class na sa inventory, kapag nag-recover ka, kapag may gain on reversal, hindi mo pwede ma-exceed yung impairment loss mo or yung loss on inventory write-down. Kaya ang maximum mo lang na gain on reversal sa second quarter is still 250,000. Okay? So meron kang minus 250 sa quarter 1 plus 250 sa quarter 2. Alright? Letter A yung sagot natin dyan. 20,000 loss sa first quarter, 20,000 gain second quarter. Let's go to main problem number 5. What would be the provision charge in the second quarter's interim income statement? Aeron Company prepares quarterly interim reports. The entity sells electrical goods and normally 5% claim their warranty. Okay, encircle mo yung 5%. The provision in the first quarter was calculated at 5% of sales to date, which amounted to 10 million. So, quarter 1, lagyan natin, quarter 1 and quarter 2. 10 million, multiply natin by 5%, that is 500,000. Okay, so walang problema. Yun yung estimate natin sa first quarter. However, in the second quarter, a design fault was found and warranty claims were expected to be 10% for the whole year, buong taon. Sales for the second quarter amounted to 15 million. What would be the provision charge in the second quarter? Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Tama ba yung provision natin for warranty? Okay. So, pinag-uusapan natin second quarter. Tama? Sabi dyan, what would be the provision charge in the second quarter's interim income statement? Tama ba, class? Nung first quarter, meron tayong 500,000. Tama? And then, nung second quarter, okay, dapat i-compute natin yung total. Okay? Kasi nagbago, naging 10 or 5, naging 10%. Gagawin ko dyan, class, meron tayong 10 million ng first quarter plus 15 million ng second quarter, multiply natin by 10%. How much yan? 10 million plus 15 million, that is 25 million times 0.1, 2.5 million. Okay? Kaya lang buong first and second quarter yan. So, gagawin ko dyan, lalagay ko sa T account natin yan, 2.5 million. Ito yung end of first quarter, end of second quarter. Therefore, yung para sa second quarter lang natin talaga. Okay? From April 1 to June 30, that is 2 million. Okay? So, 500 naging 2.5, therefore, 2 million sagot natin dyan. Letter A for main problem number 5. And last one, main problem number 6. Okay, Raymark Company has estimated the total depreciation expense for the year will amount to 300. So, buong taon yan. Okay? And that 2021 year-end bonuses to employees will total 600. So, 300 plus 600, alam natin class, 900,000 for the whole year. Okay, for the whole year yan. And in its interim income statement for 6 months, take note 6 months. Okay, so yung mga sinasagutan natin before, puro quarterly. Pero pwede yung monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual or 6 months. Okay? What amount, total amount of expense relating to this item should be reported. So, 900,000, kasi 6 months. So, 6 over 12, or divide by 2. You get 450,000. Answer natin class for number 6, letter C, 450,000. Okay, so yeah, that's for the problem solving. Let's finish this by answering the theory questions. Theory number 1. The interim financial reports is intended to, okay, punta ka sa letter A, provide an update on the latest complete set of annual financial statements. So if you remember, yung example natin kanina, prepare tayo ng December 31, 2025. Again, one of the reasons to provide updates. As of March 31, update natin yung mga users. Oh, ito na yung mga nangyari since December 31. After 3 months, ito na yung updates natin. Okay, letter A yung sagot natin. Provide an update on the latest complete set of financial statements. Number 2, the accounting profession indicates that, okay, punta tayo sa letter A, all entities that issue annual report should issue interim reports. Hindi yan. Kasi, again, hindi naman talaga tayo required. In general, hindi required mag-prepare ng interim reports. Ang required lang yung mga listed companies. Okay, so mali yung A. The integral view is the most appropriate approach. Ano ba yung integral view? Integral view, parang ina-allocate mo all throughout the year. Okay? Hindi. Actually, combined yan. Discrete view and integral view, as you can see, ina-apply natin yan pareho sa computations natin. So mali yung B. A complete set of FS must be presented, may be presented, kasi hindi naman required yung interim reports. Dog yung sagot natin dyan. Same principles used for the annual report, same accounting policies, should be employed for interim reports. Dog for number 2. Number 3, which of the following best describes requirements regarding interim FS? Interim FS are required? Hindi sila required. Required lang sila for listed companies. So, hindi true all the time yung letter A na yan. Interim FS must be presented with the most recent annual financial statements. Hindi. C yung sagot dito. If interim statements are presented, 4 basic financial statements. Okay? Condensed. Okay? Pag ibig sabihin ng condensed, less detailed. Statement of financial position, comprehensive income, changes in equity, and cash flows, dapat kasama lahat yan. Letter C for number 3. Number 4, if interim FS are presented, at least a statement of financial position are required. Yung 4 dapat. Number 4, or letter D pala yung binasa ko. Number 4, which of the following statement is true regarding interim financial reporting? Interim reports are not required. Ayun, tama na yun. Hindi siya required. Letter B, interim reports are required. Hindi. C, the discrete view is required. Hindi. Discrete and integral view. Okay? Interim, actually, hindi siya binanggit sa PAS 34. Okay? Pero yun yung ginagamit in practice. Discrete and integral view. Again, pag discrete, 100% recognition. Pag integral view, ina-allocate natin. Okay? Sige. Letter C or letter D, interim reports require the preparation of only statement of comprehensive income. Mali, dapat 4. Number 5, under PAS 34, which of the following statement is true? A, an interim financial report may consist of a complete set of financial statements. Okay. Letter B, an interim financial report may consist of a complete set of financial statements or condensed set of financial statement with selected notes. Yun yung mas tama. Okay? So again, ito yung minimum requirements, condensed. Pero kung sinisipag ka, gusto mo mag-prepare ng complete set, okay, with full details, okay lang din. Pero yung minimum requirement na PAS 34, condensed. Kaya yung best answer dito, class, is letter B for number 5. Alright? Tignan natin yung ibang choices. C, a complete set of FS is required, hindi. A condensed set of FS with selected notes is required, hindi. Again, hindi required yung mga yan. Alright? Or ang mas tama, may consist. Okay? Pwedeng complete, pwedeng condensed. Again, minimum requirement lang yung condensed. Let's go to number 6. All of the following statements are true, except, alin daw yung mali dito? A, PFRS does not mention the integral and independent view. Hindi siya minention sa PAS 34. Walang mention na ganyan. Ginagamit lang siya in practice. B, PFRS requires a complete set of FS. Mali. Okay, so boy, again, hindi yan required. Pwede ka mag-prepare ng complete set or condensed set of financial statements. Letter C, no accruals or deferrals in anticipation of future events. Yes. Pag hindi pa nangyayari yung event, huwag mo sasama sa interim report natin. Letter D, PFRS requires entities to expense interim amount like advertising that could benefit later into the true. I-allocate natin yan. Okay? Boy for number 6. Number 7. Conceptually, interim financial statements can be described as emphasizing, dog yung sagot natin dyan, timeliness over reliability. So kanina, kung maaalala nyo class, yung third reason kung bakit tayo nagpe-prepare ng interim report is to be used by management's decision making. Okay? So instead na maghintay tayo up to December 31, syempre mas reliable yung December 31 FS kasi yan yung talagang, for example, inventory, may physical count yan. Okay? Pero again, kailangan mo na mag-decide on March 31. Huwag ka na maghintay niyan. Alright? So, yun yung tinatawag natin na timeliness. Mas timely yan. Ito yung reliability. Timeliness over reliability. Number 7 is dog. Number 8, PAS 34 states a presumption that anyone reading interim reports will, may presumption doon na letter C, have access to the most recent annual reports. Ibig sabihin, class, pag magbabasa daw yung user ng interim reports, ang assumption, meron silang access dun sa December 31. Okay? Kaya again, updates lang naman yung ginagawa ng interim reports. Sige, number 9. Under PAS 34, the preparation of interim reports generally will require, punta ka sa letter C, greater use of estimation methods than annual financial reports. So, pinakamagandang example nito, inventory. Okay? Sa annual report or sa December 31, require tayo mag-physical count. Pero sa interim, pwedeng estimate mo na lang yung inventory na yan para ma-avoid natin yung pagiging costly and impractical. Alright? Number 10. Which statement is incorrect concerning interim financial reporting? O, tingnan natin yung mga choices. A. To save time and cost, enterprise often use estimates to measure inventory. So, kakasabi ko lang, tama yan. Boy, depreciation and amortization should be based only on assets owned. Obviously, kung ano lang yung meron kang assets, yun lang yung basis ng depreciation mo. Letter C, the cost of planned major periodic maintenance that is expected to occur later in the year is not anticipated. Hindi pa nangyayari. Huwag mo i-record yan. Letter D, charitable contribution, employee training costs, and other costs that are expected to be incurred irregularly. Seasonal or irregular, ano yung gagawin natin dyan? Should be accrued as of the interim. Mali yun. Okay? I-record mo lang yan kapag nangyari na. Hindi pa daw nangyayari. Expected to be incurred. Dapat na-incur muna bago natin i-record. Okay? Or isali sa interim report. Letter D yung mali dyan. Number 11, if annual major repairs made in the first quarter, sa first quarter nangyari, and paid in the second quarter, clearly benefit the entire year, sa buong taon. When should the repairs be expensed? O, sa buong taon yan, every quarter, equal sila. Punta ka sa BOY, an allocated portion in each quarter of the year. Okay? That concludes our discussion on interim reporting.